and respectfully. We shall go for conflict entrepreneurs, those who have made it or chosen to confront police officers at leisure and turned aggression, groups, belligerence, and we shall be very specific and violence into a habit. Yesterday, at around 1300 hours, we registered an incident of an attack on police officers who were in a trail behind the NUP presidential candidate, Mr. Robert Chagulanyi.
With increasing levels of aggression.
He was moving from Lira to Alebtong district. While passing through Obot a village, a village near Obot Primary School,
vehicles,
a group of supporters
police officers
of NUP
and causing
abruptly stopped and attacked police officers in vehicle of registration number UBK 380Q. They punctured the vehicle's tires with sharp metal objects, confiscated the car key, which uses, I think, a sensor and a chip, and stole, you can even imagine, 20 liters of diesel. Stole a bag of clothes belonging to one of the officers, and also went away with a laptop. They alleged that the vandalized vehicle contained a jammer, disrupting their online network. However, you will all note that since the campaigns began, they have been live streaming their movements, communicating freely, actually at times even communicating to police. So what we see is that they fabricated an accusation to create chaos. And now a case of malicious damage and robbery has been registered against the perpetrators, and very specific perpetrators. So 10 individuals have been arrested, and I will give you the names here. We have Sembusi Precious Paul, Kenya Ismail, Lokoro Liberty, Nabukenya Mastula, Waiswa Raston, Nasozi Hope, Saliman Kagwa, Kamlegea Regan, Katamba Stephen, and Lubega Alison. They are currently detained at Lira Central Police Station as we await further guidance from the office of the DPP. We intend to take them to court immediately. Their file is ready. Additionally, police impounded a green Toyota Hiace, commonly known as a drone, of registration number UA 9333 AU. And we are working very hard to recover the stolen items and identify any accomplices involved in the attack. There has been other incidents of assault against police officers. On 3rd October, just in this month, in Mayuge district, an officer was performing his duties. He was covering their campaign events, and that is when he was attacked by Kanyamas of the NUP presidential candidate. He was assaulted, he sustained injuries, and his phone was stolen. A case of assault was registered in Mayuge. I can even give you the CRB, which is 797 of 2025. On October 8th, in Chankwanzi district, during a campaign rally at Vikoma Primary School, a group of NUP supporters attacked a detective constable. A team of police officers responded to rescue him, and during the intervention, one of the foot soldiers, who was identified by face among the large crowd, punched one of the NCOs. By NCO, I mean a non-commissioned officer of police, who fell on the ground. The DPC arrived quickly to de-escalate the situation, and the suspect, by the time the DPC came in, the suspect had disappeared into the crowd. Again, that one, we have a case registered. On October 21st, when the NUP presidential candidate deviated from a pre-agreed campaign route in Kisita Town Council, you remember that incident where everything rotated around the police helicopter. The issue was that ground was not the ground that had been agreed upon as going to host the rally. Period. Now, despite police instructions to follow the agreed route, you remember the candidate and his driver disobeyed that, drove on the pavement. Anyway, the long story cut short, a police car was damaged on that day, and that is UP 7694, the registration number. The crowd at the site became extremely unruly, so that incident is there. A police car was damaged. In Busia, an officer was assaulted, and I can still give you the CRB, which is 1038 of 2025. Now, the message of Uganda Police Force is that the police remains committed to providing security to candidates, but will not, I repeat, will not tolerate criminality and hooliganism. Candidates are urged to avoid deviating from agreed campaign venues and taking rallies to roadsides or trading centers. So this taking of rallies to roadsides and trading centers and non-agreed places is unacceptable. So we urge all political actors to conduct themselves with civility, adhere to the law, and maintain peace throughout the campaign period. As Uganda Police Force, we are trying as much as possible to restrain ourselves just in the interest of peace. But we are observing that it seems there are those who want to make violence an enterprise. I thank you. Okay. Thank you. Ngambadiramu mu Luganda nti tulina statement gye twagala okuwa kwatagana ne ebigenda maaso bye tulaba mu campaigns zino ze tulimu oba elections, nti weewaawo tubadde tutambula bulungi. Era generally bwe twogera tugamba akalulu elections zitambula si bubi nnyo, naye ekizibu kye tusanzeemu waliwo abantu abagufudde omugano okuteekawo embeera egezaako okugyawo eddembe eryo eririwo either maybe nti bakifunamu oba balina engeri gye balaba nti weba tebataddeewo omuvuyo elections ndowooza tebafuna masanyalaze. Nga twagala okutegeeza nti nga Uganda Police Force ffe kye tugenda okukola tetujja kugenda kutandika kunenya buli muntu oba bino ebintu bye badde bagamba nti tiyagaasi tujja kuba no wosanga nti naalumanya ne saalumanya ne naalumanya nga bonna bakigendeddemu si bwe kigenda okuba. Operational strategy yaffe tujja gendera bali abantu kinoomu abateekawo embeera eyo. Era waliwo incident eyabaddewo tiimu yaffe nga bwe mumanyi security tutambulira ku ba candidates kubanga constitution etuwa eddembe erikuuma buli muntu. So Joe bwe twabadde tuli mabega wa convoy ya Honorable Kyagulanyi ne tiimu ye wabuuseeyo abavubuka abamu mu tiimu ye ne bava ku motoka yaabwe ne bablockinga one of our pickups ne bagifumita oba bagifumise biki emipiira gyonna ena yonna emotoka neetuula. Tebaakomyawo ne batwala laptop ne batwala ensawo ya omu mu baana ababadde mu motoka eyo ne bamenya n'ekisumuluzo eky'emmotoka nga then ne batwala ne liters 20 ag'amafuta agabadde ku motoka eyo. Nga twagala okulabula nti emizeejo nga Uganda Police Force tetugenda jikkiriza. Anyway, era nga naffe kye twakoze twaguddewo omusango ogwa twaguddewo emisango omuli robbery,
good morning,
ne malicious damage, era nga twakutteyo mu bantu baabwe twakutteyo abantu 10 nga mwe muli Sembusi Precious Paul, Bukenya Ismail, Lokoro Liberty, na Bukenya Mastura, Waiswa Raston, Nasozi Hope, Salima Kagwa, Kamulegea Regan, Katamba Stephen ne Lubega Alison. Era nga bwe twogerera bali mu kaduukulu kaffe. Tugezaako okuprocessinga fayiro yaabwe tulabe engeri gye tubatwala mu kooti. Twakuteyo n'emmotoka endala ekika kya drone ku registration number UA 933 AU. N'ekirala tugezaako nnyo okulaba nti ebintu ebimu ebyabbiddwa tubirikavaringa. Era oyo yenna we tunaabisanga naye yesibe 2. Naye eyo si y'ensonga yokka. Bazze basonkereza poliisi emirundi n'emirundi. Naye nga abapoliisi kye bagezaako nnyo okukola kwewala emivuyo gino so that tugezeeko okufuna rekodi eyo nti akalulu kano twakayitamu bulungi. Naye kiringa ekiraga nti eddembe lino teribakolera. So twagenza okubalamu nga 3 October omwezi guno emayuge bakuba omupoliisi, era eyo kesi nayo tugiina. Then bwera twagiregisteringa ku police file CRB 797 or 797 of 2005 ogwo omusango gye guli. Era nagwo tujja kuba tugezaako tufune engeri gye tukwatamu basuspects abo. Nga 8 October ekyankwanzi era still bafoot soldier bakuba omupoliisi waffe ekikonde NCO, non-commissioned officer. Era DPC bwe yagezaako okujja okuteekawo embeera ennungi, bakanyama abo baali bamaze okudduka nga bayingidde mu group ennene. Baba baagala nti we badduka eri tukube tear gas, then enkya mutandika okuwulira tear gas yafuuse tear gas. Nga October 21st mujjukira ekyali ekisiita town council mu Kakumiro. Era still candidate twamugamba nti eno ground wolaba ennyonyi ya poliisi weepakinze si ye ground gye twali tukiriziganyizaako. Ground gye twakiriziganyizaako naawe ne ba agents bo ndala ate ogimanyi. Era still ne bakozesa effujo ne bagenda ne bacreating embeera okukakana nga emmotoka ya poliisi UP 7694 bajasiza endabirwamu. Ebusia nayo tulinayo fayire endala CRB 1038 oba 1038 of 2025. Naye nga ffe kye tugamba nga poliisi tuli beeteefuteefu okukuuma eddembe n'okukuuma akalulu kano okumakinga sure nti katambula bulungi. Naye kye tutagenda kukkiriza izi okukkiriza bano abatusoomooza okugenda nga bayinaayina. Ekyo tekigenda kubaawo era katulabe nga bwe tunaagenda mu maaso. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Please. Please.
We have other cases from other candidates who have been involved in such acts.
Okay.
This is off this. There is a video that was trending on TikTok about the young boy in local district who was insulting the president with local disease, putting on a yellow t-shirt. Is there any updates regarding such a case? Because I tried to find out and I was just told he was arrested.
Okay.
And also, what is your plea to such acts of violence towards the president, especially this season?
Okay. Kamaliriza just okuwandiika wano. Yes. Okay. Kakigatteko wano. Okay. Yes, ndugu.
Responsible. The police going to open second. NUP has leadership. Have you tried to engage what has happened so far?
Okay. Yes.
Then secondly, memulina natuvudde ku byemuliro okuva ku basirikale abatambula ne Kyagulanyi. poliisi edda yatambulanga n'abasirikale bayo nga balina kamera tunaafuna ku video proof eraga
kiddemu ekyo
waliwo proof eri visual nga youth bwe baali nga campaign zitandika baali bayita ku Gayaza Road mwatulaga effujjo eryakolebwa so leero tunaafuna ku proof eraga ku biki ebibaddewo okugjawo abantu bano okugamba nti police is alleging things that have not been happening.
Kale. Last okay.
Tumanyi nti kyabulaga bwebyo abasirikale abamanyi gasekiriteyi ate bano baavuddewo abantu bamumotoka bwebikose.
Okay, I think I begin with English. Please, yes. Okay, can we go ahead? Okay. Now, one of you has asked that by her observation, we seem to be focusing on NUP. And the question is that aren't others also committing offenses? First and foremost, would like to say that there are a number of transgressions, but we have been patient with every side, NUP inclusive. We have been patient. We talked about processions. You saw a number of them to some extent violated. We continued re-echoing the same message, but you will realize that this specific message comes up when now fellows have started even beating police officers, punching. Now, we can tolerate something, but not this. Because now this would show that actually we are weak. Piercing and deflating tires. Now that one is not acceptable. Like I said earlier, there is a lot of heated temperament in a campaign cycle, and we have been understanding it. And it even feeds into what my colleague here has asked about the officer who had batted, who is seen on the video, headbutting one of the NUP supporters. Of course, that is a matter which a file was opened, I think yesterday. When I get any details, I will share them. But what we cannot tolerate, this physical assault of police officers. That one is a bit extreme, and it will come with consequences.
Physical assault of police officers.
The other issue, though slightly away from this but connected to elections, is the one of the boy seen insulting abusing the president. First and foremost, this issue is very straight and square. If you attack the person of the president, you certainly will have broken the law, and the law takes you on. If you are a juvenile and an offender, we treat you in accordance with the laws that govern the handling of juveniles who are in conflict with the law. So the only difference is that now I needed to first call back and get the exact nature of or the regime of action which was taken in respect to this particular matter. The other issue is that Yeah, this one I've already commented about. Then that videos of police officers moving around showing them raid a hotel. Yes, first and foremost, what I would like to say is that under the law, the police has the power to enter and exit any place, any dwelling, any building. So if they entered a hotel as police, they are still working within the law. If in the course of the operation there were aspects of property damage, that one can be discussed at another forum. But primarily speaking, the police has powers of ingress and egress. Those are powers reserved for it. Have you, somebody has asked, are you doing engagements? Yes. In one of the reports I got, actually after the incident of the damaging of the police pickup, the matter was brought to the attention of one of the NUP leaders. I just don't have the name of head, but in the report it is reflected they were engaged. Now, somebody asked about the issue of the number plates. The briefing I have, I've given you the number plate, and that is the number plate of the car. If the number plate, the vehicle has a different number plate from that one, I think it is not within my knowledge. I am at headquarters here. I read a report. I saw the photo of the number plate. I have delivered the number plate to you today. Somebody asked about visuals. That the other time I gave you visuals of certain action. I think we gave you visuals in respect to areas where there were transgressions, but where cameras, police cameras were. I think on that particular road we may not have had police cameras, but nonetheless, visuals are not the only pieces of evidence when we are looking for evidence to sustain an allegation. We can sustain an allegation based on other pieces of evidence. And based on what I at least am aware of, there is evidence enough to pin the suspects. One has said that if the presidential candidate was given security, what are these others doing? No, security is not a preserve of only bodyguards. The performance of a security function is for all police officers detailed to ensure that the campaigns are safe, secure, and guided. And the bodyguards have their Lubimbi, the traffic officers have their part to play, the operation play. Because these convoys pass through communities, they pass on public roads, which requires that there is constant police visibility and availability. One has asked that we see or we hear that some of the arrested persons included the receptionists. I do not know that detail, but I would like to say that, and they happen to find you innocent, or they happen to find that there is no incriminating evidence against you, you will be released and released immediately. So if you are among that category, you could be a receptionist, you could even be a boda rider. But as long as you are innocent, you will be released because we have nowhere else to take you but release you. Yes. Echa? Inchogeddeko?
Just for clarity, in that case of the hotel, we want to know why the first place the police go there. Then two, the allegations that police used excessive force and tear gas. Was there any situation that warranted what kind of force with the
First and foremost, it is you alleging that there was excess force. Let us wait and we see how all the facts unfold. The facts I have on my side is that they went into a place and forced access. Now, police can either use force to access you or you voluntarily surrender yourselves. That is at least what I know as a police officer. So as to whether, usually what we need to guide, it is now too early for you to start alleging that the force was excess. Let's first wait and see how everything unfolds. Now, Oluganda, kanteke mu Luganda, nti waliwo abuuziza nti banaye operations zamwe zino ne condemnations zonna ziri ku NUP yokka. Nedda, nabuuza nti ate abalala n'abalala waliwo ensobi emu bbiri oba ssatu ze babadde bakola ate nga si bokka ne NUP ng'ogitaddeko, naye ensonga ekwatagana n'engeri elections zino we zibadde is that tubadde tugumiikiriza ebintu bingi. Makubo olusi nga bwe mulaba processions zibadde zigenda mu maaso nga tubagamba bannaye temukola ki, naye ekyo tetwali tetukozesa maanyi oba kuvaayo na mukono gwa kyuma. Ffe obuzibu bwaffe we buli is ejoogo ebadde egenze walako nga batandise n'okukuba. Emanyi bw'otandika okukuba omupoliisi oba oyina w'otuuse, poliisi bw'ekuleka nayo ebeeraze obunafu. So sinti tewabaddeewo era ndoza mbadde mulaba ku videos nga tugezaako okwesikana boopola, tugezaako okubengeejinga amaloboozi nga galiko waggulu, naye ffe nga aba professionals nga tumanyi nti nembeera ne bweba bwetyo waliwo awamu wooleka ne tukola ki, ne tutambulira mu ddembe. Waliwo abuuziza nti tulabayo ka video akamu omulenzi omu eyali avuma pulezidenti. Akavidiyo ako ne bwe sitakomenti nga akavidiyo ako kokka, naye just kye tulina okumanya is that pulezidenti w'eggwanga bw'omuvoola oba ozizza omusango, era noono omulenzi omuto bwe bakye yakola era aba yazza musango ate okwatibwa. Then ekirala is that bw'oba nga oli wa myaka mito, era poliisi tulina amateeka ge tugoberera bwe tuba tukwasa amateeka eri abaana abato, era kye tukola mu mbeera ng'eno. Kanzire ku kino mwami omukyagambye wano nti omupoliisi alabibwa nga akuba headbutting simanyi bwe nja kukiyita mu Luganda, naye nga okutomeza helmet ng'agitomeza omutwe gwa one of the NUP members. First and foremost, si kikolwa kirungi. Of course kyagira mu mbeera eyo bonna, kubanga abalala bagamba nti video mpanvu nono alagibwa nga naye asomooza omupoliisi ono. Naye amawulire ge nafunye kwanga nakibuuzizaako ba commanders and nabo ekintu ekyo nakyo bakitadde mu kunoonyereza, so nja kubawa brief bwe banaba bampadde feedback. Then nti video emu eraga nga poliisi eyingira mu hotel, era bino kambigate wamu nti eyingira mu hotel emu aba NUP babadde basuze nti ng'ekozesa eryanyi okugezaako okukwata abantu abamu, ate nti n'ekirala waliwo abuuziza nti ate nga ne ba receptionist ab'okukaunta ate nga nabo nga babakutte. Abantu be bakutte mbasomedde amannya. Abantu be bakutte bajja kubatwala mu kooti bwe banaasanga obujulizi nga bumala okubatwala mu kooti. Bwe wanaabaayo oli atalina musango bajja muta, bajja mulekula. Oba receptionist, oba muvuzi wa boda boda, oba ani, naye as long as ne bwebanga wa NUP naye nga talina musango ajja kuteebwa. Naye abo abalina emisango bo tujja kukola ki? Tujja kubatwala mu kooti. Waliwo abuuziza nti bino byonna nga bibaawo mugezaako okwogerezeganya n'abakulembeze mu NUP. Yes, mu briefing gye nafunye wabaddewo contact era n'okubamanyisa ku bintu bino ebigenda mu maaso. Era NUP leadership bagituukiridde. I think batuukiridde one of the coordinators. Kubanga jjukira tubadde tucoordinatinga n'abantu ab'ebibiina bino ku ground. Nti number plate, waliwo agambye nti number plate nga yanjawulo. Nze njogerera police, njogera bwe nzija wano okubawa information, mbawa information gye bampadde in form of a report. Report gye nina ku meeza number plate yeeyo neeyo specifically gye mulaba muki. Bweba waliwo information endala ekwata ku motoka eyo nyinza okuba sigimanyi kubanga siri mu department eyo, naye information gye mbawadde ye information gye nina nange gye bampadde. Waliwo agamba nti temuyinza ne bino ebyabaddewo temuyinza kukozesaayo bu videos. Bu videos luli twakozesa videos za CCTV, kyensuubira nti wali siini we yabadde ku luguudo olwo wayinza okuba tewabaddewo CCTV ya poliisi. Naye ate CCTV yokka si gye tukozesa bwe tuba tunoonya obujulizi. Oluusi obujulizi tubufunira mu ngeri endala yonna as long as nga bumala okuggusa investigations zaffe. Waliwo agambye nti ba officers ababadde bagoberera Kyagulanyi ne tiimu ye bo baadde bakola ki ate nga yafuna dda abakuumi okuva mu Electoral Commission. Kati abakuumi ba Electoral Commission balina olubimbi lwabwe, n'abapoliisi abalala ng'abo aba territorial police nabo balina olubimbi olwabwe. Nga bw'olaba n'aba traffic nabo balina olubimbi to deploying abantu ba bika bingi, because a campaign trail ebeeramu ebintu bingi. Bayita mu trading centers, bakozesa enguudo z'abantu abalala bonna ze bakozesa, so security tewaliwo kiba kitugaana okubeera kumpi ne candidate. Just ekyetaagisa kyokka is buli muntu kuwa munne respect. So mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Era drone erabika yabaddemu abantu, naye bebo abantu boolaba abamu abakwatiddwa. Kale mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala.
always extra long maxi pad, giving your heavy flow 3 times better protection. Available in stores near you, now at 3,000 shillings.
That's why you see we are going to have you for a training of 1 month, but equally people should know that the nature of tasks they are going to undertake involve standing for long hours. So we need somebody of relatively good physique who can match to the tasks. Then we also need somebody with good communication skills. So those are essential. Now the application process. An applicant submits a handwritten application addressed to the Inspector General of Police. The application must be accompanied by photocopies of academic documents, and I told you the list you should have. You should have also the national ID, as we said, and a recent passport-sized photograph. We have, I hope you have come across situations where somebody applies, then he brings a photograph which he took around 20 years ago, and you find that it does not match his current looks. So that one is also a requirement. You should obtain recommendation letters from the local council chairperson 1, that's LOC 1, LOC 3, and the area GISO, the Gomborora Intelligence Security Officer. Now, all application documents must be submitted to the respective DPCs, that is, district police commanders or division police commanders, for those who are in municipalities and cities. Deadline for submission is 1st November 2025. So you take note of that. And like I've said, we shall publish a list of the shortlisted candidates following the application review. One of the other very important things I cannot leave out is that we warn against impersonation and submission of forged documents. As we have always promised, anything that contravenes the law attracts punishment. You may come thinking that you have come to get a job, and you end up in our handcuffs because of submitting forged documents. So you end up going when you are not a free man. Those are some of the things we should avoid. You will recall on 25th October in a Kasambia cell, Chotera Town Council, in Chotera District, we nabbed one Amwine Mike, and I think we shared with you that news. Amwine Mike purported to be DPC Chotera, and they started soliciting for money, it is alleged, and when police responded and apprehended him, some of the exhibits found around him involve things he had extorted from the general public. So he's in our hands, and we are dealing with him in accordance with the law. So we warn people, one, don't fall victim, directly deal with the persons listed in this advert. If it is a letter from the GIS, a recommendation from the LOC, go to the actual LOC 1. Do not use intermediaries. Go to the LOC 3 in person do not delegate, because this is where those middlemen with the sharp ideas usually come in. Avoid them, deal with us direct. If it is police, do not deal with these peregeses, persons who want to play middleman roles. Go direct to the police, match yourself there, and you will deal with joining people. If they happen to be the ones going contrary to our ethical code, then we shall deal with them as individual officers. So that is on recruitment. The second issue I want to share, it was just an incident of electrocution where we registered the death of a mother and a child in Chankwanzi district. And this occurred on 25th October at around 2300 hours. So we registered the electrocution in Chikonda B village, Nsambya sub-county in Chankwanzi district, where one Zawede Edith, a 30-year-old female, and her 1.5-year-old daughter, Abigail Muwangu Zinarubega, lost their lives. A team went to the scene from police, and we managed to access the victims, whom we found dead and electrocuted. Then we conveyed their bodies to the mortuary. Our preliminary investigations revealed that there was an illegal power connection in the house. They were found in contact with an electric equipment. Now, the reason why I've brought up this story is the issue of the illegal connections to the grid. Whenever there are illegal connections, there is also a likelihood that there is poor connection. Loose wires, works by not well qualified persons. And now in this situation, you can see we have lost lives. Now we send warnings to these camufos who connect, because like such a case, if our investigators can really follow up, they can land on the person who did these illegal connections, and we nab him, and if nabbed, really some substantive allegations can be brought to his for him to bear, because lives have been lost. He carried out, or she carried out, an illegal connection, which even probably he did badly. So we warn them, and there are many out there. They are always called by people to do all sorts of illegal connections, because people find them easy to access. But there are offenses associated with their actions. And in this particular situation where we lost the life, the matter is even bigger. So our camufos, you are warned that when we lose a life, what was appearing to be just an illegal connection takes a totally ugly twist. So, and this is what will happen to whoever could have been associated with these illegal connections. The other incident we would like to share is the one which involved some armed robbers along Jinja-Kampala Highway in Mukono district. On 25th October at around 2200 hours, police received a report of an organized group of criminals ambushing and robbing people along Jinja-Kampala Highway, but in the areas of Chiwanga Zone, Goma Division, that is Mukono district. The suspects were reportedly armed with pangas instilling fears among travelers. So in response, our police from Namamve countered them, pursued them, and we would also like to thank a number of wananchi who participated in the pursuit. They are estimated to have been 10 in number. They took off, but police managed to disable one and managed to apprehend him. He has been identified as one Angolo Abdu, a 22-year-old male. So I know people will ask, how did you disable him? He was shot at. I think he was shot in the knee and disabled him, and we managed to apprehend him. So he's in our custody, although I was briefed that he got medical attention. So the rest we shall be advised by the Office of DPP on the appropriate charge. For today, allow me give you this. The rest you will get it from my colleague Luke, who is with us. And also the matters that will arise from you in our Q&A session.
When your business story reaches global markets, we have the world-class risk mitigation tools to help you thrive through the turbulence. At ABSA Corporate and Investment Banking, we are invested in your story, and we invite you to write it with us because your story matters. ABSA.